This is every LEGO Marvel mech ever made, and in this video, I'm going to be building, reviewing, and comparing all 43 of them, starting with the first Marvel mech ever released, which was this hulkbuster from Avengers Age of Ultron. It's based on the fight between Hulk and the hulkbuster, and it comes with this Iron Man figure, and if you press here, it can jump and knock Wanda down from behind the Hulk. The mech has decent articulation and a dual blaster on its right arm, but the next set has way more play features. I bought this set because it comes with the Rhino mech, but I was really surprised at how great of a playset it actually is. Spider-Man has the same jumping piece that Iron Man does, but there are a lot of things to target here and it's fun to try and hit all of them. There are a bunch of great minifigures and the Rhino mech looks really good even though it's pretty small. The next set has one of my favorite mechs because it's so excessive. You get a wakeboarding Spider-Man with the set and a couple of unique minifigures. Doc Ock's tentacle trap has some huge shoulder-mounted cannons, and if you turn this knob here, the arms move back and forth, which is a great feature. This build is really different from most of the standard mechs we usually get, and it's fun to see what LEGO can do when they think outside the box. This set is based off of a comic instead of a movie, and the mech comes with a few weapons like this chainsaw and a rotary cannon. You also get this car, which can transform into flight mode by turning the wheels sideways. It's a pretty decent playset with a fun matchup, and it's the only LEGO set that comes with an Agent Coulson minifigure. The hulkbuster smash-up set is based on Avengers Infinity War, and the mech itself is great because it has a feature where it can swing its arm when you turn this knob on its back, just like an old Bionicle. The set also comes with this Bionicle style turret and a couple of interesting minifigures, and it's still a pretty cheap set to buy even though it's 7 years old now. This is one of my favorite out of all the Marvel mechs in the last 6-7 years. This version of the hulkbuster is the biggest one so far, and it's a really fun build with some great Easter eggs, and the mech is pretty posable for how large it is. The display plaque with all the information is a nice touch, and along with its detailed display stand, it's the best looking shelf piece out of all the Marvel mechs in my opinion. Spider-Mech vs. Venom is a 2-pack with a fun face-off. The Venom mech is massive, and it looks awesome with all the printed and stickered details. The Spider-Mech has a big web grabber claw, and it's pretty large too, so it feels like a good matchup. You get Spider-Gwen and Aunt May included, and I feel like the scale of these mechs is way better than the tiny Marvel mechs that we usually see in stores today. The War Machine Buster takes the hulkbuster design, and it just gives it a ton of weapons like a shoulder cannon, flick-fire missiles, and stud shooters. The minifigs include Ant-Man and War Machine in their quantum suits, which is fun because this set isn't exactly based on anything official. It's not the most accurate model, but it's a satisfying mech and a fun playset. I bought this next set because LEGO technically classifies Igor as a mech, even though it's a super basic build without too much to get excited about. The rest of the set comes with a couple of different Iron Man suits, and it's not bad for a shelf display piece. Definitely a decent pickup if you're a big fan of Iron Man. Now we get into the first wave of small $10 Marvel mechs, starting with Iron Man. It's a clean and compact build with shoulder cannons, and it has knees, which we don't see at this scale in more recent sets. The Thanos mech comes with a minifigure based on his look from Ragnarok, and the mech has an oversized brick-built Infinity Gauntlet, which is kind of fun. The last small mech in the wave is Spider-Man's mech armor, which comes with a bunch of web effect pieces, and I like how they build the spider legs on its back. It's definitely the coolest of the 3 cheap mechs from this wave. The next set is actually for 4-year-olds, so it's a pretty simple build, which comes with a Spider-Man helicopter and a bank vault. The mech in this set is for Mysterio, and I actually like it, but it just makes me wish that they could make a more complex version of this because a bigger Mysterio mech would be really cool. This set is pretty much perfect if you ask me. It comes with a spider jet that's super sleek, and it's absolutely loaded with weapons. Spider-Man Noir is an exclusive figure to the set, and the Venom mech looks great. It has 4 arms, and it looks intimidating with all of its spikes. Iron Man Hulkbuster vs. AIM Agent is one of the stranger looking sets with the head of the mech looking kind of squished, but it's still a fun set with the shoulder mounted missile launcher, and I love the hover pack that they gave to this minifigure. I got the second wave of cheap Marvel mechs as a 3-pack, which helps save a little bit of money. The Captain America mech armor is probably my least favorite, but it has a large printed shield and some nice blue and red color work. Thor's mech swaps the shield for a translucent hammer and uses some red panel pieces on the back to mimic his cape. The Miles Morales mech has a cool color scheme, and it comes with a bunch of web effect pieces, which gives you lots of options. This next set is fun because of how unique it is. I really like the design of this mech. The use of all the piston pieces makes it look more mechanical, and I think it's the perfect perfect amount of printed and stickered details. It's a very playable set, and the minifigures that come along with it are exactly what should be included based on the original movie. This set is based on the What If series, which I never ended up watching, but I love the color scheme of this mech. It looks great, and it also transforms into a car, which makes for a fantastic play feature that I didn't expect to see. The Hydra Stomper is also from What If, and I also like that they picked a more vibrant color for the mech. Unfortunately though, it's a pretty standard mech, so it doesn't have any transformation features like the last set. At least the minifigures are interesting, so that helps. Next up is another Spider-Man mech set, but it's a 2-pack that also comes with a mech for Doc Ock, and I actually really like this one. It stands out with its color scheme and all the tentacle arms that it has coming off of his back. The Spider-Man mech is pretty basic by comparison, but it gets the job done. 2022 brought the third wave of cheap Marvel mechs. The Wolverine mech has a decent build, and it's a great way to get an inexpensive Wolverine minifigure. The Black Panther mech has a cool color scheme, but I'm not a fan of the tiny feet that it has. The third mech is an Iron Man mech, and it's basically just an updated version of the one from a few years ago, now using dark red and a little more gold. The next set is the largest Marvel mech that's ever been released. This thing is massive, but it's basically just a statue since the arms are the only things that can move. It has some light features, which is cool to see included, but this whole build is designed around a single feature. If you spend an extra $50, you can buy this buildable Iron Man that fits inside. It's a neat gimmick, but I think if they decided not to include it, they probably could have made the shaping of the model a lot more accurate. Just 1 year after the last 2-pack with Doc Ock, LEGO put out this one with Spider-Man and Green Goblin. I really like the shoulders and longer arms for the Spider-Man mech, and the Green Goblin mech has a unique color profile with the purple and vibrant green colors. The shoulder cannons in combination with the large claws make this mech ready for battle. 2023 had another cheap wave of Marvel mechs, and from here on out, basically all the mechs have no knees or elbows. The Hulk mech armor is pretty much exactly what you would expect it to be. The minifigure it comes with has dual molded legs, and it looks great. Rocket's mech armor is a lot of fun with an arm-mounted cannon, and I like the use of this bush piece for his tail. The Thanos mech armor is based on his look from Infinity War, and he has a molded Infinity Gauntlet. Comparing it to the older Thanos mech, I like the new one quite a bit more, even though it lacks articulation. It looks a lot more bulky and polished than the old one. This set was an unexpected release, but it's one of my favorites because of how cool it is. I love mechs with rideable vehicles, and this one has so much character. The bike looks awesome with all the flames coming off the back, and the mech looks aggressive with the spikes and black and orange color scheme. This hulkbuster is based off of the one from the Battle of Wakanda, and I think it's probably the best looking one so far at this scale. The building techniques to shape the armor plating around the torso are pretty clever, and even though it doesn't have knee or waist articulation, I think it's a good build. This 4+ set is the most recent hulkbuster to be released, and it's obviously the worst one because it's so simplified. This would be fine for a younger kid, but it was painful paying $27 to include this set in the video. With that out of the way, here's every LEGO hulkbuster all together so you can see the size comparison and look at the differences. To me, the clear winner is the Hulkbuster Ultron edition from 2018, but let me know in the comments down below if you prefer a different one. Spider-Man HQ is a 4+ set, and it has one of the most clapped minifigures I've ever seen. I had to buy this set even though it's made for little kids because it comes with this mech. It's pretty boring, but it technically counts, and that's $55 gone that I'm never getting back. This next mech is the most recent Venom mech, which comes with a decent looking build and a Miles Morales minifigure to fight against the mech. Now that we've seen that, here's every LEGO Venom mech. There are more than I expected there to be, and to be honest, I think the Venom mechs overall are better than most of the other Marvel mechs. LEGO can get pretty creative with them, and they all have unique looks to them. The War Machine mech is probably the most well-designed mech from the more recent line of smaller builds. It's pretty faithful to the source material, and I just really like the choice of parts that they used for the armor pieces and weapons. This is a great little set. Earlier this year, LEGO put out another small Iron Man mech, and I like the way it looks on top of the fact that it comes with a nicely detailed Ultron minifigure. Comparing all the small Iron Man mechs together, I think they are probably some of the less exciting mechs from the lineup, but at least they're all unique. They look good for what they are, and the newest one is probably my favorite. The most recent Spider-Man mech is definitely the most basic out of all of them so far. It's not bad for a cheap mech, and I really like that it comes with anti-venom because I don't think we've gotten a minifig for this character before. Looking at all the Spider-Man mechs together, there have been quite a few made over the last number of years. The oldest one that came out with the Venom mech is my personal favorite, but there's some really good variety here in general when you see all the options together. The most recent Hall of Armor set is based on Iron Man 3 with a nice selection of figures and an updated Igor mech. This one uses some newer molds than the older one, and seeing them together, I think I like the new one quite a bit more with the updated face design and bulkier shoulders. I almost didn't buy this set because I didn't think it would count. The build is based on the battle from Avengers Endgame, and I thought this was just LEGO's way of making a big Ant-Man, but according to their website, it's a mech, so I guess it counts. I actually like the set for display, but it's definitely overpriced at $100. It took $2,000 and almost a whole year to find these sets and build all 16,000 pieces, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If we get 20,000 likes, I'll make a video with custom Marvel mechs, so let me know in the comments which mechs I should build, and I'll see you next time.